So what's going on, guys? This is Spartacus Springer Brain coming at you with a toy review on the Marvel Legends Tombstone. This wave is actually my most anticipated wave out of the whole year. I love an image of Beetle, and on the back of the box you have an image of Beetle and Tombstone and all the figures in the wave with all the bad pieces for you can get the Build-A-Wing for the whole wave. And on the other side of the box you have an image of Tombstone. So let's crack this bad boy up and let's take a look at the action figure. And now that we got this figure outside its packaging, my first initial thoughts about the figure is that is a nice figure to have in your collection, especially if you're trying to build your Spider-Man villains. I am digging this figure a lot, and due to the fact that we don't see Hasbro doing no paint shading a lot on their figures, and this is no exception with. And of course we're not going to get into accessories because the only accessory he comes with is this Build-A-Wing accessory, but that is its own review. Just gonna jump straight to the figure. Of course, Hasbro did do a good job on the head sculpt. They did a really nice job. Like, I'm not sure if you guys can tell from the camera. Like, there's a lot of paint shading all around him and his head. Like, it looks really nice on him, and especially on his hair. I'm digging how they did the hair as well. It looks like Tombstone, like crazy, like straight out the comic. And it reminds me a lot of the 90s Spider-Man series. So I'm digging that. The only complaint I really have with the figure is that there's a lot of mispainting right here by the line work of the jacket. And that's unfortunate because it's in front of the figure. If it was in the back, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care. But it's in the front. And you could tell right away when you're posing them in the vanilla pose. So that's unfortunate. Other than that, I can't really complain about him a lot. Like, I'm digging the jacket. And especially, the thing I have to praise Hasbro with is that they sculpted the jacket. Like the line work on him. Could have just painted a line to it and that's it, and that would have been fine. But they actually sculpted it, so you have to praise Hasbro on that one. So I'm pretty sure they're stepping up their game on some of their figures. So I'm digging at the fact that they're doing that. The jacket looks nice, nicely sculpted. Even the belt looks nice, like it's nicely sculpted as well. Nice paint job on it. Nice belts on his wrist, nicely sculpted, nicely painted as well. Nicely sculpted on his hands. I did wish we had like extra set of hands at least, but that's another complaint I have. And of course we do get a belt on him and his waist. Nicely sculpted and nicely painted. Tombstone butt. Nice legs definition. Like, even he has the belt pieces around him and his legs, so that's really nice. Nice feet, pegcles on the bottom of the feet. Like, I can't really complain about the figure. That's the only thing that really bugs me is this paint job, and that's it. But other than that, it's a nice figure to have in your collection. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't really pass him up. But anyways, let's continue on with the rest of the review. And now to get into articulation of the figure, his head is on a ball joint, so it can move up a little bit, not too much. It can move down quite a bit, but it is stiff, so you gotta watch out for that. Can swivel all around, so that's not bad. Does have ab crunch. Crunches back a good amount. Crunches forward, good amount as well. Can move his arms out about that much, so that's not bad. Does have a swivel in his bicep. Does have double jointed elbows. Does have a swivel in his wrist. Does have hinge on his wrist as well. Can do the splits about that much. Does have a swivel in his thigh. Can't kick out that much out. That's not bad. Does have double jointed knees. Does have a cut so he can swivel all around. Can his ankles can move up, down, quite a bit actually. And he does have ankle pivot. And just for size comparison, we have the Eating Pizza Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man from the Space Venom wave. And for figures that I already reviewed, the Spider-Man Homecoming Homemade Suit Spider-Man, the Beetle, and the Cosmic Spider-Man. And of course, if you could please check out those reviews. And for my final thoughts about the figure is that I'm really digging the figure. I cannot complain about him too much. And the reason for that, it hits nostalgia really hard, especially if it reminds me of the 90s Spider-Man animated Tombstone. And that's why I'm really digging the figure. If I really had to rate him between 1 and 10, I would most likely rate him a 7, and the reason for that, yes, I do like the figure, but the reason it gets a lot of points off is just the sloppy paint job on his chest. And if it would if it didn't have that, it would most likely get a 8.5. I'm really digging the figure. I cannot complain. If I were you guys, I wouldn't pass them up. Especially that Hasbro used some paint shading on the figure, and they don't use that a lot. So I hope you guys like this review. If you can, please comment, like, and subscribe for more content coming your way. And as always, have a good one.